Right, we're here with the very first episode of the final Couchdown on Fuzzy Loaf. I am your host, Skosh, and I am with our technical wizard, Matt Hagner. How's it going, Matt?
Pretty good.
Here on the final Couchdown, we talk the week's news and TV and rumors and whatever else and what we think about it. So, yeah, let's just get right into it. I don't know what else to say. Game of Thrones Season 5 trailer debuted this week. Yeah, I don't really know anything about Game of Thrones.
Neither do I.
All I did know was when I watched the trailer, I recognized TV on the Radio's cover of David Bowie's Heroes right away, which I thought was...
It was really good. I was singing along to it when we were watching it.
I like the TV on the Radio cover more than David Bowie's version,
Yeah.
But whatever. Anyway, to talk about Game of Thrones, we got Chuck, the host of the Fuzzy Loaf movie show, who does watch Game of Thrones, to come talk about it with us and tell us what he thinks. Chuck, give us your rundown. We're not going to say anything because we don't know anything. So you're going to tell us what you thought of the Game of Thrones Season 5 trailer.
I thought it was awesome. I mean, that's really all you can say with this trailer. More Khaleesi, which is what everyone wants. Everyone loves themselves some Khaleesi time. Looks like more Tyrion. You read the books, it's going to be following along more so with I believe it's fourth book now? Third book? Anyway, along the stories, the Starks are pretty much caught up now, so they got to catch up with everyone else. We're going to have a lot more Cersei, whole lot more Jaime. We're talking about Jaime's standalone scenes where we're following him. We're going to be getting more Tyrion after the whole shit that happened at the end of the last season. The after effects of that, we're going to see Arya, where she ended up at. Because she got on a boat and went to sea.
On a boat?
She on a boat. That's it. That's all people know. She on a boat. Where's she going?
With her turtleneck and chain.
There we go.
She's on a dolphin doing flips and shit.
Sorry.
Just kidding.
Some in trunks and their flippy floppies. Yes.
That could go straight flipping.
Stop.
Okay.
But it looks like it's going to be setting up for. It's going to look like it's going to be a great season because a lot does happen in this book. There's a lot of what everyone expects. There's a lot of betrayals. There's a lot of big overarching plots and everything like that. There's still war. People that love the war, there's still going to be war scenes. Don't worry about that. That's still going to be happening because the war's not over. The War of the Five Kings is not done yet. We still got Stannis Baratheon in the north. We've got the new king Tommen Lannister. Baratheon. We all know he's a Lannister. Come on.
We don't.
Oh
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Nerd.
To me.
Nerd.
But I mean, like it's shaping up to be pretty good. And from what has been heard with the casting and everything like that, it does sound like that they are moving forward with the story, even where the books are at. So hopefully we get more information on where the books are going to be. But I was hearing rumors or such like that the showrunners already know pretty much the gist of the story, where George R. R. Martin wants to go with the show. So we could be seeing an original ending if the show surpasses the books. Which, like I said, because it's already caught up with a lot of people. Jon Snow, Bran, their stories are already caught up.
How many books are there so far?
Currently there are, we've got Game of Thrones, Clash of Kings, Storm of Swords, Feast for Crows. So there should be only 4 books right now.
And they're on Season 5.
We're on Season 5. Well, it's not equal.
Sure.
But yeah, this is pretty much it. This season pretty much is going to be leading up to the end of the most recent book.
Wow.
So
then all bets are off after that.
And then we'll just have to see what's going on. I mean, we pretty much got the gist. When you really, there's a scene from Parks and Rec where if you read the books, you'd know why they do. Yeah, like if you read.
It's a Game of Thrones finale. Khaleesi is marrying Jack Sparrow. Wow, that show really went off the rails.
If you read the books, you'd know why. Yeah, but like honestly, that is the mentality. That's pretty much what anyone who's read the books can say to you.
Yeah.
Said if you read the books, you know what's going to be happening, what's going to be leading up. it's leading up to something great, and I can only hope the best. Hasn't disappointed yet, so yeah, I'm excited
All
for
right.
it.
Well, thanks, Chuck, for blabbing about Game of Thrones for a little bit, because us two dinguses don't know anything about it.
Yeah,
Incredible.
seeing this trailer makes me want to watch it, but
It looked
I don't
pretty.
have HBO.
It looked
so,
pretty cool.
Lord of the Rings meets Sopranos.
Well, you sold me.
That's it.
2 things I haven't seen.
All right.
What's wrong with you?
Thank you.
Hi, Chuck. Have fun taking a nap or whatever. All right, so now let's get into some stuff that Matt and I do know, because we're nerds.
Yeah, we do.
We're the comic book kind of nerds, not the fantasy kind of nerds. All right. David Tennant, best known as the fan favorite 10th Doctor, has been cast as Zebediah Kilgrave, a.k.a. the Purple Man, on the show, a.k.a. Jessica Jones. Matt,
Yes.
what do you think?
I am excited. I love David Tennant, so obviously seeing
doesn't
him,
love David
yeah,
Tennant?
seeing him in a role other than Doctor Who is fantastic. Seeing him in a role that will be hopefully more popular in
Part of the
America.
Marvel
yeah.
Cinematic Universe?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, there's a chance we could see him in movies.
Maybe.
Don't doubt it, because if the the Netflix series do really well, I mean, there's no reason not to bring them to the big
Yeah.
screen if they do really
Purple
well.
Man's
We'll
just kind of
see.
like a Z-list villain.
Yeah, but it's David Tennant.
But-
he's a big
Yeah.
name.
Anyway, to give you some rundown on who the Purple Man is, his skin and hair turned purple after a chemical accident, and somehow the pheromones that his body puts off, he's able to control other people's will
Naturally.
naturally.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily mind control, but he's like, you want to kill Captain America, and then to Iron Man, and Iron Man goes, yeah, I want to kill Captain America. Like, it's not, it's
So
what's
it's like the
kind
power
of,
of influence.
yeah, it's really, he influences somebody.
We are not the droids you were looking for.
Yeah, he's kind of like a natural Jedi mind
Yeah.
trick kind of thing. So, because apparently that happens in the comics, and he just rocks Jessica Jones's world in the comics. So, I mean, and this cast is just, like, I already love Kristen Ritter, who's playing Jessica Jones.
So fantastic.
She wasn't my original pick for the character in the casting, but you know what? I let that go because I like her so much.
She was so good in The Bee in Apartment 23.
Oh, I love that show. Canceled way too soon.
Yeah.
And David Tennant, I just love David Tennant because he was my first Doctor.
Yeah. I think me too. I think he was the first Doctor that I watched really heavily. I'd seen some of the like reboot, I guess you could say. I'm not gonna remember his name, but the guy that was before him, I saw some of his episodes. But
Eccleston.
Yeah, but David Tennant was the first one that I actually like watched.
He was my intro to Doctor Who. I remember years ago I was flipping through channels, and on BBC America was Silence in the Library.
Yeah.
With David Tennant as the Doctor and Donna the companion, Series 4 episode. And that's when it was new. That episode was new.
Yeah.
And it was the first introduction. I watched it today. I go, what is this show? And I'm a huge Doctor Who fan.
Yeah.
And that was back when I was like 15.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
No,
I mean,
14, 15, however long ago it was.
Yeah.
No, I'm older than that. So I was.
Well,
I was 15 or 16.
It was like 5 or 6 years. It's got to be 6 years ago.
I think it was
now.
like sophomore year in high school.
Yeah.
No, yeah, 6 years ago. That would make sense. 22. I'm not a math major. Anyway, back on to David Tennant as A.K.A. Jessica Jones. Another Jessica Jones casting announcement was released today, or not today, this week. Rachel Taylor as Patricia Trish Walker, also known as Hellcat, will be on Jessica Jones. That was announced. And so she will be Kristen Ritter's best friend.
Okay.
Jessica Jones' best friend, Patricia Walker. So, Trish Walker in the series is described as a syndicated radio talk show host who is a former model and child TV star. who helps Jessica Jones with her journey.
And is she like a hero in the story at all, or is she
not that we know of?
Like yet. A backup hero?
Not that we know of yet.
Okay.
We just know that the character Patricia Walker in the 70s was the superhero Hellcat.
Okay. So there is a possibility.
There's a possibility. And what is weird, because in the comics, Jessica Jones' best friend is Carol Danvers. Also known Captain Marvel, a.k.a. Miss Marvel. So clearly this means they're waiting for the movies, the Captain Marvel movie or whatever, to introduce Carol Danvers.
I think they'll introduce her a little earlier than that, but yeah.
But in the movies, they're not going to introduce Carol Danvers in the TV show.
No, probably not in the TV show.
That's why they replaced her with this character.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And I mean, I don't think it's going to... Maybe some super hardcore Jessica Jones fans will be upset, but the hardcore fans get upset about things all the time.
Yeah, and no offense, but how many hardcore Jessica Jones fans are there?
Like 3?
Yeah. I mean... The Defenders aren't the Avengers. Like, they aren't at the same caliber.
The Defenders aren't any of these characters anyway. The original Defenders is Namor, Doctor Strange, and Hulk. So, like...
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean...
But you could also say the Avengers that we have now aren't necessarily the Avengers.
They're not the original Avengers either.
Yeah. And same with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Not even close to the originals. So, that's true, too. But that's all I kind of know about that one, really. I mean, I don't know Rachel Taylor from anything.
Yeah.
666 Park Avenue and Charlie's Angels reboot.
Upcoming Charlie's Angels?
No, former one. I think it lasted like a season on like...
Oh, TV show.
Yeah,
okay.
TV series, not a movie.
The movie. I was like, I think I've seen all the Charlie's Angels movies, and I don't remember seeing her in it.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think there was a rebooted show like a few years back.
Well,
back when they were rebooting like Knight Rider and all that stuff, came around the same time.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's a model, so.
I mean, it fits with the.
Fits the character.
With the character.
She's Australian, but I doubt she'll use her Australian accent.
Yeah. So is Margot Robbie, who's playing.
Harley Quinn,
yeah,
right?
She's Australian.
She did a pretty good job with that.
She did a
Brooklyn accent.
Brooklyn accent, yeah.
I think it's gonna be a little more toned down, a little tweaked for Suicide Squad, but anyway, that's for the movie show, not for this show. We're all about TV crap. Anyway, most of the news we have this week is comic book news, so let's just keep going with the comic book stuff. Mykad Brooks, I think I said that correctly, will be playing Jimmy or James Olsen in CBS's Supergirl series.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you don't know who he is, he was in he played Benedict Eggs in True Blood.
Yep.
And he was one of the main characters in I think it was a USA show, Necessary Roughness.
I don't think I've ever seen that show.
It was about a football player or something.
Oh, okay. So that was the one about this. I think it was a sports physical therapist or something like that. Was the main character?
He was one of the characters.
Yep, I think I've seen a couple episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, he'll be playing. Well, I guess James Olsen. He's going by the more mature name, James Olsen.
Yeah. On
the series, and he'll be a photographer at Catco. Probably related to Cat Grant, if you know anything about Superman. She was another TV reporter from, I think she had a stint at the Daily Planet or something too, but that's where Catco's probably from.
Yeah.
But he'll work there with Kara.
Yep. I did hear something interesting that normally the character is a female. It's Jamie Olsen, I believe is what I read.
No.
I swear I read that.
That's not at all in any way correct.
I thought that's what I read.
You know what Jimmy Olsen is?
No, I don't know what Jimmy Olsen is. I'm a big Superman guy.
Or
Supergirl.
Time for me to lay some comic book knowledge on you, son. Jimmy Olsen, little red-haired kid, boy.
Okay.
Best friends with Superman. He's a photographer at the Daily Planet with Clark Kent and Lois. He gets all the pictures for him. He's very innocent. He wears a watch, a Superman watch that Superman gave to him, that releases a signal that only Superman can hear because of his super hearing, in case there's like trouble. Like Jimmy's in trouble, he, uses the watch to like summon Superman. But Jimmy is really good friends with Superman.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Jimmy Olsen has always been
a
young red-haired boy.
Maybe it was that they were rumored to be casting a female.
In Man of Steel.
It was a female.
It was a female.
Okay, maybe
Jenny,
that's what I,
Jenny Olsen in Man of Steel. That's where
I knew I read
confused.
something about it. I didn't look too much
You
into it.
gotta get into Superman, dude.
The only Superman series that I liked, or comic book, was Grounded. I read Grounded Volume 1 and 2. That's the one where everybody on Earth is kind of pissed off at Superman for all the destruction he caused, and he just walks across the United States and visits, like, towns.
So Superman meets Forrest Gump.
Kind of, yeah. It was really good. I mean, it was a really
Really?
dark Superman. It was not really dark. He was dealing with, like, personal struggles as the superhero, which made it more interesting. It was less action. And in fact, I think there was only like 1 or 2 action sequences in the 2-volume or 2-book series, I guess, whatever it was.
Go read All-Star Superman.
All-Star
Or
Superman.
watch the animated film. on
Actually, I
Netflix.
lied. I did also read President Luthor.
Oh, when Lex Luthor becomes president?
Yeah, I read that comic book series. Or that comic book.
Also read What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way. What are some other good Superman stories? Superman Earth 1. That's a good one.
I did read that one too. I think
It's kind of a
you
more
told me
modernized
to
Superman.
Read it. Yeah, that one only has 1 volume, or does it? That one has 2 volumes.
2 volumes now. Volume 3 is on the way.
Okay, and then Batman Earth 1.
That is one.
Yeah.
Teen Titans Earth 1 just came out too. I
Yeah.
haven't read that one yet.
I've been reading the new Teen Titans. Maybe that was. No, I don't
The
think it's
comics?
Earth 1.
No.
The new comics
Oh.
with.
Like Red Robin, Kid Flash. No, there's a Teen Titans Earth 1 where they're the only heroes in the whole. Like, no, they're not sidekicks. They're like the heroes.
Oh.
Anyway, I got a question for you guys, since Matt doesn't know anything about Superman and really needs to read some Superman comics. Please suggest Superman comics for Matt to read. Give me some graphic novels or collections
Yeah.
for this kid to read, because he needs to catch up on one of the greatest, the original superhero.
Yeah, he's like a Boy Scout. Like, it's not that interesting to me.
That's because you haven't read the stories.
Maybe. I
Read
guess.
Superman is not what everyone thinks he is entirely. Anyway, enough about me ranting on Superman. Let's get McCat Brooks and Jimmy Olsen. We didn't even talk about what we think about him as Jimmy Olsen. If you since we don't have a picture of him, right? Well, we'll put a picture
Yeah,
up.
we'll put a picture up.
He's a very tall black guy who looks nothing like Jimmy Olsen. He's very good looking too.
Yeah.
Like, so, I mean, it's weird where they're going with his character, because usually Jimmy Olsen's like a young, kind of goofy looking kid. They're going with like obviously a handsome dude.
Yeah. Do you think this is gonna be love interest for Supergirl?
Possibly.
Because why would they go the route? Well, and they could also just be going the route of casting somebody he's a kind of known actor.
Kind of, but not known enough for he's still cheap enough.
Yeah, well, he's known enough to the demographic. I mean,
Yeah.
people our age have probably seen True Blood.
I watched True Blood.
Yeah. Up
That's
until
all
the
it's-
last season.
I watched the whole
I
thing.
couldn't finish.
God, worst series finale ever.
Yeah.
It was so hard to watch. We'll stick with the comic news. We got. All right. Fox is going to be working on a live-action XMen TV series.
I did hear about this. I didn't hear a lot about it though.
So it's kind of weird because Fox owns the film rights to the X-Men,
Yeah.
but not the TV rights.
Disney owns the TV rights. Yeah, I do remember reading about this because people are speculating that there could be some negotiations between Disney and Fox trading the TV rights for X-Men for maybe some characters being allowed to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I didn't hear about that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean it
I
makes
think-
sense. Why would Disney just give it to them?
I think they can come to a deal. So they're moving forward with it, and they're trying to, work it out. I think they can come to a deal with this.
Do you think Fox would co-produce a series with Disney though? If Disney owns the license for it, do you think they would let? Because I don't think Disney would just let Fox have the reins over it. Because Disney
they want some
they
control.
want something. They're
Because
gonna want
Marvel, I'm sure Marvel still has all like the merchandise rights and stuff.
something. I guess that's true. They would just be making money off of the merchandising.
Anyway, I want to ask you, do you know what X-Men? Enough?
I mean, I've read a few comics. I watched a lot of the animated series that have been
Okay,
out.
so maybe you can come up with an X-Men TV show. First off, would you want to see an X-Men live-action TV series? And if so, which characters would you like to see in the series? Being if it's attached to the current movie canon and everything.
I think that the way that they're going to go is the X-Men. I'm gonna forget the name of the animated series, but the X-Men X-Gen, whatever that was.
Evolution?
Yeah, Evolution, that one. I think they're gonna go with those characters. So I think there was like Kitty Pryde and
Well, Kitty Pryde, she's already played by Ellen Page in X-Men movies.
Yes, but
So you think
is
they
this?
recast? No, I'm saying this TV series will take place
Yeah, it will
in the
take-
same canon as the X-Men universe.
Yeah,
as the
but do you
movies.
think it's going to take place in the past, where the current movie series is?
No, I think it'll take place in the present.
In the present?
Yes.
Well, then they kind of pigeonholed into the characters that they already have cast.
So what X-Men would you like to? So let's say like the ones that are in the movies won't be in the TV show.
Yeah. Ugh. I don't know. There's so many interesting mutants in this. Like,
So many.
so it's like it's hard to say. I don't think that they're gonna stray too far from the movie. I don't think they're gonna get the big actors that are in the movies in.
Absolutely not.
But I think it's not gonna be extremely abstract characters. I don't think so, at least.
And there's some characters I'd like to see, like maybe we'll get a Nightcrawler, different kind of Nightcrawler than that was in the movies.
Yeah, but this brings up the whole thing. When is it going to take place? Is it going to be a young
Yeah,
Nightcrawler? Is it going to be an
Well,
old Nightcrawler?
if it's on TV, it'd be cheaper for it to take place now than if it was like in the 80s and you gotta spend all the money on the costumes that you only use a few times and.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if anything, it's going to be a younger cast. It's going to be more the teenage, young adult X-Men that is so common in the animated series.
Maybe they'll go with like really unknown.
They could go with really
X-Men
unknown
characters.
X-Men characters because, like I said, there's
We'll have
there's a lot of mutants. There's a
Oh.
lot of
I just thought I'd like to see.
yeah.
It was new X-Men comic book series where they have Hellion, Rockslide, Elixir, Dust, and Mercury. Do you know any of those characters?
I'm not super familiar with
I'll
them.
give a quick rundown of each of the characters.
Yeah.
Hellion has got telekinetic powers. Pretty much like you know. Dust, she's Muslim character, and she can turn into like sand, kind of.
Okay.
But she can like control herself.
Yeah, so she can get through doors and that
Kind
of
of,
stuff.
yeah. Mercury, her body is made of like a liquid metal, like mercury.
Okay.
So she can like kind of like shapeshift and transform, but she's like still metal. So she could like turn her arm into a blade and cut something. Yeah, metal. Rock slide. It's basically like the Thing,
Yeah.
but obviously different. The Thing's way kind of different biology. Elixir is funny. He can heal and kill people with a touch.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
So
It's
he's
been a
like-
while since I read him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's an interesting character too. I think there were some more other ones that I can't remember, but there was a whole comic book series about these young new X-Men. I think there was some like the few X-Men after M Day, after the House of M, where Scarlet Witch said no more mutants, and decimated the mutant population to where there was only like 150 some mutants left in the world, and they were like some of the last few X-Men available. So they're like a new team, new generation of X-Men characters. Maybe they'll do that.
Yeah.
Something like that along the lines where like they are the youngest, new, fresh recruits.
Yeah. I mean, they could also go the route of it was one of the Wolverine movies, the one with Deadpool, where they had some like really young mutants that were kind of more obscure.
Oh, okay. Like X-Force.
Yeah. I think they could go that route. I don't know where they would take it because
Their possibilities are kind of endless.
yeah, I think if they made an X-Men TV series in modern day, it would be giving too much away about the upcoming movie X-Men Apocalypse. I mean, in this.
Yeah, you could.
Who's to say
you would
that
look
this is coming out before, anyways?
Well,
but,
right, and both X-Men Apocalypse, and then after that, maybe it'll take place in the '90s or
Yeah.
what.
So I really do think that it's gonna be set in the past. I think it's gonna be more about like whatever they call it, Xavier's School for the Gifted.
Gifted youngsters.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be more about that than anything. I don't think it's gonna be modern day.
Maybe
because it could give too much away.
Maybe they'll come up with completely new characters.
Yeah, I mean that would be cool.
Like, what's stopping these studios from creating brand new characters?
Can they? Can Fox create new X-Men characters? Because they don't technically. I mean, they own the film rights.
I mean, I would think so.
Yeah, I just don't know if they can just be like.
That's something I have to look into. If anyone knows, tell us if they can or not.
Greg the Gargantian, he's the new mutant. You know?
Yeah, he grows to 70 feet.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. We'll just make a character. There you go, Fox. You can have it.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, I think that's it for comic book news, really.
Yeah.
That's worth talking about. I mean, we could talk about how. Do you watch Agent Carter?
I do. Yep.
We could talk about how Dottie from Agent Carter is part of the same program as Black Widow.
And Dottie is the one that works in the diner, correct?
Nope.
Okay.
That's Angie. Dottie is the one who. She lives next door to Peggy. In episode 3, she just moved into the same apartment complex.
Oh.
She's supposed to be from like Iowa or something, and you see her in this last episode. She does the same type of move of Black Widow, where she like runs up on the walls and does like some kind of spin kick and breaks a guy's neck with her legs.
Oh, maybe I haven't seen this last episode.
Oh, well.
I might not have watched this last episode.
Just spoil it for you.
Well.
But yeah, so apparently that's their like kind of their connection from the show to the movies.
Yeah.
Is that she's part of the same program that Black Widow is. So we're kind of learning a little bit more about Black Widow's history.
Yeah.
In this too. But that's all there is for that. So that's really the end of comic book news for this week in the TV world.
Yeah. I mean, I like that Marvel is tying their TV shows so heavily to the movies, unlike DC where it's so
two separate universes.
It's just so.
It's a clusterfuck, really.
Yeah, it really is. Marvel is doing such a good job of tying the two together, making it feel like everything matters, you know. And if you don't watch one, well, you're sort of missing out. You're not absolutely out of the loop, but it gives you more of a reason to watch everything.
Yep. So, we got. This is okay. We're done with comic book news finally. Wet Hot American Summer cast just got 4 times more awesome.
Yeah.
Got John Hamm, Chris Pine, Kristen Wiig, and Jason Schwartzman added to the Wet Hot American Summer cast, which is already incredible.
Yeah.
Like,
it's ridiculous how good the cast is.
So
I mean, the movie came out before a lot of them got big, so it's like we kind of take that for granted. Mm-hmm. But the fact that a majority of the original cast is coming back, and then they're adding these 4 new cast members that also are, you know, fairly big.
Well, they have other new cast members that they've added too that are also really great.
Yeah, I mean, the cast on the show is substantial, so it's like either they're doing it for little money and doing it because it's kind of like nostalgic and whatever, you know, or it's going to be a huge budget. I mean, you got to think about that many cast members that all have clout. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's awesome.
Maybe they're doing it more of like a passion project.
Yeah.
Like they're like, I just want to do this to have fun with my friends and hang out in camp for however long they film or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, so from what we got from a report said that Hamm will play a spy. Wiig and Schwartzman will play camp counselors at Camp Firewood's rival camp, Camp Tiger Claw.
I could totally see Kristen Wiig as a counselor.
Yep, right? Jason Schwartzman, I think, would be perfect for it, too. And Pine's character was just described as mysterious. So, sorry, I had a whole pizza before we filmed this.
You did. I watched him.
In a car.
Yeah.
Alright, whatever. But yeah, what do you think about those character descriptions?
I think it sounds
just
awesome.
Makes sense,
yeah,
right?
I mean, they all sound like they fit those characters.
Yeah.
I don't think they're stretching too far.
That sounds pretty perfect. Not else to say about that except awesome. Like,
Didn't Kirsten Wiig play a camp, or not a, it wasn't camp, but she played like a counselor, like a kind of supervisor in Adventureland? With
yeah,
Bill
yeah. She
Hader?
was like
Okay.
Bill Hader was the boss, and she
Yeah.
was below.
I
It's been so
kind
long
of,
since I've seen that movie.
I was like, why do I remember her playing that kind of character? That's why.
That's
Okay.
why I think that
makes
makes sense for her to play this role.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be really good. I can't wait for that. And that's going to be coming out apparently at the end of the year.
Is it really 2015?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, well, I guess that episode never came out. We talked a little bit about this before, but Netflix has like a crazy amount of content coming out this year.
Yeah, it was like 200 and some.
I think it was like 350 hours of original content or something like that
Jeez.
just this year. And that's obviously across TV shows, movies, documentaries, and that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's amazing how much they're putting out and how good all of it is. Like,
Yeah.
even if you don't like comedies or you don't like
It's the variety.
political
They're putting out all the
thrillers or whatever,
variety.
like it's so good, it's so different, and like they see the numbers and it means more to them than network providers. They don't need 1 million people to watch one show for it to be worth having.
Mhm.
They want to have a show for everybody. They want to have a movie for everybody. And it's, yeah. I'm glad that they're bringing Wet Hot American Summer back.
Yeah. The one thing I did read was that Wet Hot American Summer was going to be a prequel. It's going to be called First Day of Camp.
This,
And I'm like, why do you do a prequel like
When they're
15
older?
years after? Yeah. I don't know if that was if I read like a typo or something, but that doesn't make any sense
Yeah, it
to do a
doesn't make
prequel
sense.
when the characters are all 15 years older.
maybe they were shopping it around as a prequel and Netflix bought on and changed it.
We'll see what happens when it comes out, or we
Yeah.
learn more information. See a real trailer.
Yeah.
These things are filmed. All right, here's for people who care. This story. Nick Jonas has joined Ryan Murphy's upcoming series Scream Queens. Scream Queens is an upcoming horror comedy hybrid series that's going to be on Fox. That's all I know about it. It stars Jamie Lee Curtis and Emma Roberts as like top billing, and then you have Joe, is it Manganiello?
I have no idea how to say that name.
He was Alcide on True Blood.
Okay.
So yeah, Leah Michele, Abigail Breslin, Ariana Grande, and Keke Palmer are also on it.
It just sounds, I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah. A horror comedy hybrid series.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know.
I don't know.
Well, if you know who Ryan Murphy is, he's the guy who did American Horror Story,
Okay.
and he's also got another anthology series. Was it True American? it was
Yeah.
American Crime Story.
Yeah.
But it's based on true stories, and season 1 will be about the O.J. Simpson trial.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be on
remember hearing about
FX.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's who Ryan Murphy is. I don't know anything about this. I haven't heard anything else about it. But it's supposed to come out this fall.
I mean, I'll watch it. I'll catch a couple
Give it a
episodes,
shot.
see what's happening.
I'll give anything a shot. Kitty's looking at us.
Yeah.
All right. There's one last bit of news that might be worth talking about. I don't know how much we can go on for about with it, but Eddie Murphy will be returning to SNL for the 3-hour 40th anniversary special on February 15th. This is the first time he's been back to SNL since 1984 when he left. Kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it is really big news. Especially because he hasn't been back since he left.
Yeah, like at all. Not even a
Yeah.
guest spot, not even a host.
Which is
Nothing.
really unusual for SNL cast members.
Yeah.
Because usually they come back.
For,
you know,
in some capacity.
yeah, whether it's a host or whether they're like guest starring on an episode.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It should be funny.
I'm excited. I watch
haven't
SNL every week.
Yeah, what's the last Eddie Murphy movie that came out?
Exactly. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he used to be in movies all the time, and now it happens more, or it happens less and less often. The last movie that I know for sure that he was in was the new Shrek movie, but other than that, I don't
have any idea. I couldn't
Yeah.
tell you. But I'm really excited for the 3-hour anniversary special. I watch SNL every week.
Yeah, I catch episodes here and there. It kind of depends. I feel like Hulu, they cut out a lot of the funny sketches. Like
Sometimes.
I'll hear write-ups of, oh, this episode was really great, these sketches were awesome, they'll explain the sketches, and then I'll go to watch it on Hulu, and then it's like none of the sketches that they talked about were in there.
Hulu usually has to cut sketches because of copyright issues.
Yeah, like licensing.
Certain issues with songs.
I understand.
But you understand, you're a music business guy,
Yeah.
so
I get it. It's just
it just kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer when it's like, oh, this skit was really, really funny, you should watch it, and then I go to watch it, and it's like, well, I don't have cable, so I'm not going to see it.
It's on NBC.
Do they put it up online?
No, you have to watch NBC on, like,
I don't
TV.
I don't got a black box or whatever.
Anything to record it with, so.
Yeah.
I'm a Hulu guy too. Cable's too expensive nowadays.
Yeah.
Which brings us into our final segment that Matt actually really wanted to talk about, and streaming services.
Yeah.
We got Nickelodeon is going to be. Is it a streaming service or?
Yes, it's a streaming on-demand service. So similar to HBO, I think it was somebody higher up at Nickelodeon had said that they've been talking about and throwing the idea around of a Nickelodeon-specific streaming service. I assume this includes all of Nickelodeon's brands, like Teen Nick and Nick Jr. and all that other stuff, but I could be wrong. And they haven't said anything about pricing. It could be $5 a month, it could be $15 a month, it could be $20 a month, but I think that a lot of networks and big cable companies are starting to look at streaming as the answer to their problems. But when you have Netflix and Hulu and potentially HBO, I think later this year is when they're launching their standalone streaming service.
Oh, good. I can't wait for that.
Yeah. It's like, it's going to add up to be a cable subscription anyways, so how are you going to pick and choose? I mean, what are your thoughts on Would you pay for a Nickelodeon streaming service?
No. Not me, personally, because not anymore. If I had, I can see the Nickelodeon streaming service working if I had kids.
Yeah.
So parents could be like, oh, here's the iPad, we'll put on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Watch that. I mean, for me, because I don't watch Nickelodeon anymore, because Avatar is not on it anymore.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, that was actually one of the things that was brought up. The reason why they started thinking about this was because Korra was
big on the internet.
really big on illegal downloading.
Yeah,
stuff.
all right.
I'll
give a rundown of Legend of Korra. The Legend of Korra sequel series to Avatar: Last Airbender. It was pirated a lot.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing. So when Book 3 came out, it started on TV, and they were airing 2 episodes a week. And then they suddenly took it off TV and made it online only. And everyone was like, what in the world? Because the reason it was pirated so much, I should go back, was because people had such a hard time watching it online. It wasn't available in some regions, or it didn't come up right away, and it was just a mess. So with season 3, they took it off TV completely because the ratings weren't that good, because people want their television on demand when they want it when they want it. Because I don't have time to sit and watch, like 7 o'clock, I gotta watch my show.
Yeah.
I work nights during the week, so I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
So people were pirating it because they couldn't watch it online. Like, honestly, if people can watch something legally, they will, as long as they can. But it wasn't available to them, so they're pirating it. So Nickelodeon, halfway through season 3, took it off TV and made it only available online. And it was a lot easier to watch, and I think it brought in more viewers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that makes sense why they want to. Maybe it's like them testing out the idea of a streaming service.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. That being, some exec seeing the terrible ratings and seeing that it's being pirated so much, and being frustrated, and then somebody saying, well, why don't we just launch a streaming
Well,
service?
right, because Legend of Korra was for obviously an older demographic.
Yeah.
It's not a kids show by any means. So maybe that's what, because kids aren't gonna know what streaming and like how to stream exactly, or like pirating.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a way for them to like test. Maybe this could work out. Maybe we could do a streaming service.
Yeah, well, and interestingly enough, I mean, if you look at Hulu, and largely Netflix doesn't have any Nickelodeon series. Amazon Prime
has them.
But they usually only have, you know, like with Avatar, I think only seasons, maybe, no, the original Avatar, I think all of the seasons are
Prime.
streaming. But Legend of Korra, only the first season was.
The rest you
free.
can buy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of classic Nickelodeon shows on Amazon
Yeah,
Prime.
so I mean, it makes sense. I mean, right now you can't really stream, besides like, I think like Dora the Explorer and that kind of stuff is on Netflix.
Yeah.
But I'm not extremely positive. But
More
for
Disney,
the most
more
part,
Disney stuff is on Netflix.
Yeah, but even not a lot of Disney stuff is.
Yeah. So really what you're kind of saying is for Nickelodeon to get into streaming, it's kind of like an untapped market for like kids programming. Because there's not a lot of kids programming on these streaming sites. Yeah, there are on Netflix a good amount, and there's Netflix Kids.
But it's
like,
not
like,
mainstream. I mean,
it's right.
It's not the cartoons that most kids are watching.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe I'm out of touch. Maybe there is, but
it's like, where's the Yo Gabba Gabba?
yeah.
I don't. That's
Aqua Teen.
That's honestly the only.
Yeah.
Aqua Teen?
I-
That's adult. That's really too adult.
No, I meant
kids are-
Aquabats.
Oh, excuse me.
Because
Aquabats.
they
Oh yeah,
ran
they do.
produce
Yo.
Yo Gabba Gabba, yes.
Yeah.
I just Aqua
Aqua
Teen
Teen.
came out of my
No,
mouth.
I watched Aqua Teen as
Yeah.
a kid.
Well, that's why we're so messed up.
I wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
My mom said no.
I used to-
can't watch Adult Swim, and then as a kid I sneak and like
I would
watch it, and I was like, this isn't that bad.
So my bedroom was across the hall from my parents, and I would wait up for Adult Swim to come on Cartoon Network, and I would turn my volume all the way down
I
for that
remember
warning
well.
message, and then I would turn it back up as soon as the show came on, and I just started watching. Stay up till like 2 in the morning watching the whole lineup.
Well, because it wasn't that. I was watching Family Guy and The Simpsons at the same time.
Yeah.
The only reason I couldn't watch Adult Swim is because it said adult only, you know. But
Yeah.
come on.
Oh man, there's so many good Adult Swim
Oh
shows.
man, so many good Adult Swim shows.
Moral
Back then there were so
and,
many good shows. There still are so many good
yeah.
shows. I'm waiting for Rick and Morty season 2 right now. We just had the Venture Brothers special last week, which I watched 2 times. I watched it the night it came out, and then I watched it the next morning, because I'm like, I gotta watch it again to see all the things I missed in it, because that's the Venture Brothers.
Yeah.
Adult Swim, just Eric Andre show. I love Eric Andre.
Yeah, Adult Swim is so good.
That's just
So
the
good.
one-stop shop.
Yeah. Maybe, who knows, maybe Cartoon Network's next to get their own streaming service or
Oh,
built in with something.
that'd be
I
cool.
think they are on Sling TV, which is DirecTV's answer to on-demand streaming service. It's
Oh, okay.
$20 a month. I know that Disney Channel is on it. I don't think all Disney channels are on it. It's like the base Disney channels
Sure.
in the base pack.
Well,
There's like Food Network.
I know Adult
and
Swim
HGTV.
does have a lot of episodes of their shows to watch online if you have a cable provider.
Yeah, that's
They have
that's
some that
that's-
are unlocked, but some you have to.
That's how a lot of them are right now. Disney Channel is the same thing. If you have an Xfinity password, you can stream on demand most of their shows.
Yeah.
I know like I think FX is another one that does that, and same with their new FXX, which is their premium subscription.
Yeah, FXX is the comedy channel. FX is more dramas.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because FXX costs an extra like $10 a month, I think, to have. And I mean, that's where The League is, and that's where It's Always Sunny, and it's like I can't watch those shows until they come up on Netflix now, so I'm always a season behind because I'm not gonna pay. If I don't have cable, and I'm not gonna get cable and pay an extra $10 to watch a show that was on regular cable for a long time.
Money growers.
Yeah.
Oh well, what can you do? Anyway, that's our streaming bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know what to say. Oh, I didn't even think about like cable. Did I even say what I thought about
No, I don't think you said what you
cable
thought.
package? I mean, so I have Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Hulu right now.
Yeah, same with me.
I'm thinking of not continuing my Amazon Prime.
Yeah, the only reason I have Amazon Prime really is because I have the student discount. So
Okay.
it's $30 a year, $35 a year. Yeah.
Well, I paid the 100.
Yeah, it's I
'Cause
think
I
it's
didn't have the student
it's
discount.
$35 a year, and I do the 2-day shipping so frequently.
See, I used to, and I haven't been so much anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know if I will continue. That's why I'm kind of debating not continuing it. Cause I don't watch the streaming service that much anymore.
I hardly
It's-
ever do.
I think it originally, when I first started it, I think I've paid for itself already this year, but I've cut back on how much I bought on Amazon. So now I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
maybe I don't really need this anymore.
Yeah, really, I use the shipping anytime I want to order anything. It's through Amazon, basically.
Yeah, where I'm like, well, I wonder if that's a thing. I wonder if I can
Yeah.
find it somewhere. I go on Amazon and look for it. Like, I want a blank red trucker hat. Where do I find that? I got one on Amazon.
Yeah.
For $11.
But yeah, I guess if you don't order very much, then it's kind of iffy. Although they do have their original lineup, which I haven't watched any
But it's
of,
winning
really.
awards.
Yeah, it's award-winning shows.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're probably worth watching.
I do like the HBO shows on Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
Like Flight of the Conchords and stuff. But if HBO comes out with their own streaming service,
they might pull.
yeah, I would rather just get the HBO service and
Yeah, although I've heard rumors of pricing for HBO monthly, and
it's exuberant.
it's a lot of money. It's more than a cable package in most instances.
What the hell?
Yeah, I've heard up to $80 a month to get it standalone, and it's like, it's like really is that that's not
What?
Yeah, but who knows?
That's
hopefully,
just stupid.
Hopefully that's.
I hope that's a
just-
dumb rumor. That's not
Yeah.
real. Cause then they're not. Cause no,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'd pay more than $10-15 a month for
$10.
HBO.
That's all you need. I would do it. $10.
Yeah,
How much more do you need? Come on. But I wish. See, I like the 2-day shipping part, but I don't really use any of the other features. I don't use any of the music on Amazon Prime
neither do I.
or the streaming really that much anymore since I have Hulu now.
Yeah,
What I wish is I could get the Prime shipping deals for a slightly lesser price, and I just would not have access to all those TV shows and movies anymore.
it makes sense.
I would do that,
Yeah,
but who knows? Whatever. Right now I've got Hulu and Netflix, and I'm pretty satisfied.
yeah. Although in the summer, I always feel like Hulu isn't worth it either, just because you're in between seasons of shows and there's not much on Hulu. Like I remember last summer, I almost canceled Hulu like 3 times.
Really? Because it wasn't on.
Yeah, it just I watch the shows as they come on, and if there's a backlog of like a series of something, I can probably watch it on Netflix without the commercials.
Yeah, that's true. But you can't watch Community on Netflix. Community's on Hulu. Mr. I don't like Joel McHale.
I don't like Joel McHale.
Dummy.
Sorry, but I know.
Dummy. I do watch The Daily Show every day on Hulu. I watch Daily Show, now The Nightly Show, and At Midnight every morning the day after on Hulu.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe I'll.
And that goes on over the
Yeah,
summer. So
that's true. That is true.
I mean, I could watch. You can watch those on your computer without having Hulu Plus, but I like to sit in the living room and watch it on my PlayStation.
Well, you can also watch it on ComedyCentral.com.
Right.
They have like the last couple episodes. Oh, the one thing that is related to Comedy Central and streaming, Broad City not on Hulu yet. It's what, 3rd episode now? Of
Maybe it's
the
not going to be
second
until the
season?
season's over.
Yeah. It is on ComedyCentral.com. At least as of 2 days ago, there was the first 2 episodes. And I think I checked Wednesday before the episode aired.
Before the episode 3 aired.
But there was the first 2 episodes on Comedy Central you can watch for free without any cable provider stuff. There is a lot of ads though.
Really?
Yeah, I think there was like 8 sets of ads
Like throughout the show?
for a 22 episode.
How do
or
you break
22
it up
second
that much?
Show.
The show. That'd be way too hard to watch.
Yeah, but it's free and not illegal.
Well,
So, and
do what you can. If you can't afford cable,
yeah,
you gotta find
it just
those
bums
sweet
me that it's
things.
not on Hulu because I remember I started watching that show on Hulu. I saw a commercial for it, and it was after the first episode aired, and I was like, this looks so funny. And then
Oh, you know what's weird? I started watching it on Amazon Prime.
Did you? Is it on Amazon?
It's on Amazon Prime too. Yeah, I was at home by myself. I came home from work. All my roommates were gone, and I'm like, well, screw it. I'm gonna sit on the couch and watch TV. So I scroll through. What do I watch? Oh, Broad City. I heard this show's really good. So I flip it on, and I sit there and watching it. By the end of the night, I had watched it where there was only 3 episodes. It's 10 episodes. I watched 7 episodes.
Yeah.
And I started at 10 o'clock at night.
It's a really good show. If you're not watching it, you should absolutely be watching it. You should go back and watch the first season. You should watch their web series because that's where they started. They started online. I think all of it's on YouTube still. And it is on, I think it is on broadcity.com or broadcity.net. If you go there, they do have all the online episodes up.
Yeah, I was watching it and all my roommates came home and they started watching it with me. And they just got like, I would be like, next episode, and I wouldn't hear any complaints. So I just kept going. Chuck, actually, he was one of my roommates. He watched 4 episodes standing in the doorway of his room.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, I'm going to bed. And he was like watching it and he was just like, and I just kept going to the next one. Like he stood there for like 2 hours just watching this show with the rest of us because he was just so like enticed by it. How like, great it was.
It's a good show. It's a really good show.
Good.
It's smart. It's funny. It's crass. It's fantastic.
Just great. I think that's it for this week. It's mostly just comic book news this week. We got a lot of Jessica Jones news, which I was really happy about. Anyway, what do you think about everything that's been going on this week? Let us know in the comments or tweet at us.
Yeah, tweet at Fuzzy Loaf on Twitter.
Yep, or you can tweet at me personally at Scotty Boy. That's BWO 4 Ys.
Or tweet at me at Hagnerd, HAGNERD.
All right. Obviously subscribe.
Yeah.
All that jazz. And also check out the Fuzzy Loaf movie show hosted by our friend Chuck. That's it for this week. Thanks.